Hey everyone, this is Thom Singer, and I am often asked, what are the best questions to ask when you're at a networking function? Because let's face it, not everybody loves going to these business functions, carrying their business cards, drinking cheap wine, eating stale cheese, and they don't even know what to say to some of the other people. But I am a strong believer that all opportunities in life come from people. So therefore, getting out there and participating is a really important way to advance your career. Having a strong network is a competitive advantage that will help you achieve more and find more opportunities. But if you show up at a Chamber of Commerce event or an industry trade event, you don't know what to say, you haven't met anybody there before, where do you even start? So the two best questions that I tell people they can ask are actually really simple. The first question is, ask people after you've introduced yourself, ask them the simple question of, why did you come to this particular event? Because the reason you came to this networking event is probably going to be different than the reason someone else did. And as they start sharing why they participate in that trade association or why they come to this industry conference, they'll give you some ideas that you may not have even known existed, which will allow you to get more out of the event. Plus, once you find out why someone is there, it also allows you to be a resource for them. Because if they want to meet a particular person and you know that person, you can be like, oh, you want to know Rebecca? Let me walk you over and introduce you to her. Or if they tell you they want to meet a special kind or a certain kind of person, you're able to keep your eyes and ears open as you're continuing to network. And if you meet somebody that's a match for your earlier friend, you can walk those people together and be that conduit that brings them together. Anytime that you know more about why people are doing something, you can position yourself to be a resource for them. And when you're a resource for people, you get on their radar. The mistake people make when they go to a networking event is they think it's all about themselves. They have to meet that person who they can do business with. But if you go into a room and think, how can I help these other people? Then you're more likely to build and establish connections with others that are going to lead to those opportunities. It's the reason that you went to the networking event in the first place. And this actually is a great transition into the second best question that you can ask somebody. And this one has to come about after you've had a little bit longer conversation. But the great question that you can ask after you've talked to somebody for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes is you can say, after you know about their business, you can say, what's your biggest challenge in business this year? Now, sometimes when you ask that question, people are like, oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. A lot of times they'll tell you what their biggest challenge is. And you'll be like, wow, that's a big one. Good luck with that, because you have no idea how to help them. However, when you ask that question, every now and then, maybe 1 in 5, 1 in 10 times, someone's going to tell you what their biggest challenge is, and you're going to know how to fix it, which means you're going to be able to introduce them to somebody, or you're going to be able to send them some resources. It's going to help them along that path of solving their biggest challenge. And again, when you can be of service to people, that's where you're going to make the connections. So don't go into networking events with a stack of cards that you're shoving into people's hands. And don't just recite some elevator pitch to every single person you meet. Ask questions of people, find out what their needs are, and then find a way to be of service. That's when you're going to find great success with your networking efforts.